WWE coming to HHN 34 this year.
It's time to show off the HHN merchandise reveal here. Super Nintendo World, it's all lit up. A little legendary truth. Then you got the Caretaker and then Jack of Major Suites. This is gonna be what was used.
Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It is time for another Halloween Horror Nights 2025 update. We're talking about what's going on with the WWE haunted house rumors. Some more little Easter eggs are hidden throughout Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. New shops have opened. So on that note, let's go over the HHN shirt of the day. We're gonna go back to Halloween Horror Nights 2010 in Hollywood with the House of a Thousand Corpses shirt. So on that note, let's go back in time and enjoy some vintage Murdy clips. This is part 2 of the little special that we showed last time.
Hey guys, it's John Murdy, creative director of Halloween Horror Nights, and today we're going to be joined by producers Brad Fuller and Andrew Form. They're the guys behind the hit movies Friday the 13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street. And today we're going to take them on a sneak peek of both those attractions, so let's go.
Our relationship with Universal really started 3 years ago when they did Chainsaw and Nightmare and Friday. But we came as fans originally. I mean, we came because we wanted to see it on Halloween. But after I saw it, I was so impressed by what it was. My partner Andrew and I reached out to John, and we just wanted to get involved because it's so great. You want to have involvement in something that's this impressive.
So right now, gentlemen, we are standing in front of Friday the 13th, Kill Jason Kill. This is our brand new Friday the 13th attraction for Halloween Horror Nights 2010. And this is it. This is the entire floor plan of the maze. What's different this year is that we're going to take you right away into Camp Crystal Lake. So as you approach this attraction, you're going to see the Camp Crystal Lake sign, you're going to hear thunder and lightning, and of course you're going to hear the voice of Mother Voorhees warning everybody, just like she did in the film.
I think what makes Jason so unique is that he's just unrelenting. I mean, we all have that in us, that rage, I guess, to a certain degree. But his is unchecked, and it never stops.
So in one night, how many Jasons do you need for this?
I would say we have over 20 Jasons in one night.
How much rehearsal do they get?
I like to personally train every single one of them, working with my art director Chris. So we bring them in here for about it's about 8 hours worth of training, and we go scene by scene by scene.
To me, in some ways, the maze seems harder than actually making the movie, because in the movie, if you're trying to kill someone and it doesn't go well, you just start all over and do it again, and no one knows how many times it took to get the kill right. Here you have to reset the kill every 10 seconds, which sounds like a Herculean task to me, and I'm not so sure that we could do that on set. I think that people love Freddy Krueger because he's just so incredibly demonic. And I think that we all dream and we all have nightmares, and that's something that everybody can relate to. So, to me, Freddy Krueger's the ultimate boogeyman for that reason. Something that I was really kind of blown away by is the attention to detail with how the sets, they want them to look exactly like what it looked like in our film. The fact that we're going into nightmares, which really lends itself to a maze, and how cool that can be, and to replicate that, I think, is, you know, a great thing and should scare people, and that's what I'm most looking forward to, is seeing how people are reacting to those trailers.
This is probably very similar to what you find with your horror fans in the movie world. No matter how horrifying or grotesque a kill is, they always want more.
That's right.
So this year we're really stepping up all of what we call the kills in this attraction.
It feels like there's a greater premium now on authenticity in these kills.
Yeah.
They feel like the things you're showing us feel very real.
Scares this year feel like they're going to be much scarier than they ever were, and I'm greatly relieved that when I walk through it, there'll be people around me so that I will not be scared out of my mind, and hopefully I'll do it the first time in the day so I'll know what to expect.
All right, we've made it into Universal. Looking like a hurricane's coming. The windows are boarded up. Soon this will be done. They've moved the construction wall back a little bit.
Okay, so HHN Vegas, it's coming. Universal did their social media teaser for it. am kind of worried about the project because, you know, the construction's not done. We haven't seen any interior photos.
We just got the first look inside of the brand new Area 15 immersive district that's coming to Las Vegas. It's going to be the largest, most ambitious immersive district in the world. Here's some new things that are coming and what they're going to do with that plane. First off, before anything else, free parking for locals. This building will be the home of the Interstellar Arc project that we told you guys about a few months ago, and the shell of the building is going to have some kind of space-themed elevator component. This is the building that's going to be the home of Universal Horror Unleashed. This area is going to be the site of a completely unique psychedelic carousel concept. This building will be the home of the Museum of Ice Cream, among other things. And here's a look inside of the Burning Man Boeing 747. Now, this part of the building is going to be designated to a restaurant concept, which will seamlessly transition into the inside of the plane as a complete venue. It's going to be the centerpiece of the entire district, and there's even going to be a DJ that performs underneath the plane. Let me know if you're excited for the Vegas Immersive District.
We talked about in the last HHN update, just them like starting to hire people. A little worried. I think the experience is going to be awesome, right? The teams who are in charge, they're really creating something special and unique.
Universal Horror Unleashed is a brand new immersive experience unlike anything we've done before. We've got 4 incredible haunted houses that put you right in the middle of iconic and terrifying scenes.
In the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house, we're going all the way back to the original film in the 70s. This is going to be a really exciting adventure through that very first Texas Chainsaw house.
The film is brutal itself, so we absolutely wanted to match that intensity that you see in that film. You're going to go into the farmhouse. You're actually going to be pursued by Leatherface in this house.
We're also following it beat for beat all the way through in a linear fashion.
When you get to create an experience like this, you're able to explore areas that you weren't necessarily able to see in the movies. Everything that we're doing scenically should inform the narrative.
From the moment you walk in, you will be transported outside of your reality into the world of Universal Horror.
We're bringing something entirely new to Las Vegas, and it is a year-round destination, and so is our horror brand.
We've been honing our skill set and working on bringing these horror stories to life for many, many years. That's why when you step foot inside this building, you're gonna have the most immersive, most horrifying experience of your entire life.
But is the infrastructure there and ready?
All right, so here at the Brown Derby, they had the team member and annual pass holder kind of discount store. That's moved. It's moved to where the tribute store is. Okay, so the tribute store is kind of open. It's weird. The old Williams of Hollywood building. And it's going to be the annual pass holder and team member exclusive. So you have to be an UAP or team member to get in. You just show them your ID. Oh, you've entered in. This is bizarre. Over here off to the right, you're going to have the massive banner of Major Sweets. This is going to be what was used in the candy company over by the Alcatraz bar when they did a little overlay with Major Sweets. So that's where this banner came from. 60% off of everything. So it says like how much the ticket is and then how much you would pay. So over here, they're going to have a vintage Universal Studios Florida sign. Okay, over here is going to be the old like Orlando little photo op. And then up here they have all these different plushes. These are to represent, I think, the film E.T. because of the plushies, but there's a little bear over there. It says Universal Studios. And then they have a little shark over there to represent Jaws. So if you ever wanted to get a Today Cafe hat or the Today Show hat or a Jimmy Fallon bag, they got this stuff here. Over here on the door, we have the Legends of the Bayou. Find us somewhere off Interstate 10. That's kind of blocked off. Okay, all right, here we go. We got the phone booth. This is gonna be from the Summer Tribute Store last year. They recreated the phone booth from Bill and Ted. One of my favorite little things is up there. They put the gum on the antenna that says, sorry, this payphone is out of order. And then inside they had all the fun little Easter eggs. Over there you'll see a Knight's helmet, right? As you remember, Bill and Ted go back in time. Over here is gonna be the Circuits of Time directory. And if you come down right there, they're gonna have the letter that Marty tries to write to Doc to tell him, you know, he's gonna be shot. It says do not open until 1985. And then down here, they even have a little ticket from the Tribute Theater. And then back there's Abe Lincoln's hat, right? And then a cowboy boot. This little menu, I believe, is from the Ghostbusters Firehouse. It was like a menu that was on the refrigerator where Slimer was. Then we're gonna come over here and we got, okay, so we got another banner from Major Sweets Candy Company. This was gonna be in the Candy Company overlay that they had. And then we got Coca-Cola Santa. And then behind that is like blueprints for Gringotts Bank, I believe, right there. More Christmas decorations, a little Santa flamingo. Here's a Silent Terror mask. That's bizarre. So yeah, they have masks you can pick up. They're 60% off. So many King Gator popcorn buckets. Mr. Tape welcomes you. This is gonna be when you first walked into last year's summer tribute store. Now if you didn't pick up little Pearl, they got little Pearl plushies for you. Or the Earl little ornament, all 60% off. Grinch sippers, Hello Kitty loungeflies are 60% off. Here we have the blueprints for the lighthouse for Islands of Adventure. So over here you're gonna have the curator. The curator, this is gonna be the final room, right, with kind of the Jack the Ripper version of the comic. We got Earl right there, smiling at you. Go into this room. Okay, so this sign was in the All Halsey Boutique last year for HHN for that overlay. Same thing with the pumpkin Plinko, and then also the Candy King. One-way tunnel, wait for green light. So this was a little Easter egg for the Great Movie Ride. In the gangster scene, they would actually shoot the light out. They did a little nod to that in the Boris Schuster comic section of that tribute store. Advertisement for the Dead Coconut Club. This was at the exit hallway for the tribute store that year. And then we got a little advertisement for the tribute store plaza. This is for the summer tribute store for Jurassic Park. So pretty much what they did when they were making the movie for a stand-in, they made a giant T-Rex kind of skull on a stick, and that's where it was going to be CGI'd in. But this is from the Jurassic Summer Tribute Store. They don't have Jaws 3D, but they have Jaws 2D right there. It's going to be from Shrek 4D, Welcome to Duloc. And over here we have the Earl the Squirrel Tree Farm, the OG. And then over here, this is going to be the All Halsey Boutique overlay, Revenge of the Red Planet. Remember, they kind of had the overlay of them filming the movie, and then the Coconut Club was like kind of the premiere of it. And over here we have Sweets to Die For, Ask About factory tours today, and then we're gonna have the original sign, Revenge of the Dead Coconut Club in 3D. One of the best overlays Universal's ever done. Then we got McPherson's Collectibles, loading dock, deliveries only. This is for the comic book tribute store. This is from the Halloween Horror Nights tribute store from last year. This was gonna be kind of in that room. There was all the neon and the junked up props before you got into the sewer. And then over here, this is going to be from the Little Boo scavenger hunt. So you'd go around the park and then you would get like a little clue from him. Now open, Mega Movies inside. Then when we come over here again, they're going to have a little nod to McPherson's Collectibles. These are just signs that are just reused. This is going to be the little vinyl that they made, Spooky Sounds of Halloween with Earl the Squirrel. And you got little Tribby right there. And if you come over here, this is also on the outside of the comic book tribute store, you know, McPherson's Collectibles. This is also from the Boris Schuster kind of black and white scene. And then this, I think, is either from the summer tribute store with Jurassic Park, where they're like filming with the raptors. Restricted area, no trespassing, U.S. government property. When this is when they had Stranger Things inside the tribute store, that this is where that sign is from. Got the Universal Monsters right there. Here's a whole section of the comic from the Boris Schuster scene. And then over here, you're also gonna have the curator. When you're in the makeup experience, this is gonna be one of the mole men. It's gonna be right above you for the Epic Universe, Dark Universe makeup experience. There's also kind of a dead one in Darkmoor. But masks for monsters, made by monsters for monsters. They have so much merch. Secret Life of Pets stuff. They got Minion stuff. We'll just do a quick walkthrough. There's just so much merch. I'm not gonna go through all of it. Loki loungeflies. So you're gonna have the little purse and a loungefly bag. Over here, you're gonna have a Shrek shirt, and then some Shrek bag, and then also some Shrek and Gingy shirts right there. And here's like a weird little scrunchie, Shrek and Fiona. That is bizarre. You can pick up Avengers merch, or you come over here, you get a little T-Rex bubble wand, or Owen. And then Tribute Construction, if you remember where you're going into last year's HHN Tribute store, the construction was kind of being attacked by Batilda. That's what that is from. And then this is the poster that you could purchase the poster inside the Tribute store. There's someone from each part of the team for the Tribute store who worked on this poster. So they all worked on their little bit of the poster. So it took the entire team to kind of make this one poster. All right, let's go into the final room. We're gonna have the Oscar. I believe this is from where the old Hollywood store was, where the Wicked Tribute store is now. And this almost looks kind of like a Goodwill, where it's like, oh, here's the extra smalls, and you can look through all the extra smalls for like the medium shirts and stuff. All right, here's a bunch of the musical equipment that they've used in past tribute stores for Mardi Gras. Then we're gonna have a fire hydrant right from the Boris Schuster black and white comic strip scene. And then over at this bike, this is gonna be Elliot's bike, and E.T. is kind of hidden there. And then these two bikes were actually outside of the summer tribute store last year, right next to the Bill and Ted's phone booth. These are kind of chilling outside. Then we have a Mardi Gras 2025 sign right there. We're over here, we're gonna see all this kind of plane equipment for Earl Airways. I believe this is what was in the Orlando airport. They had like a little holiday Earl the Squirrel overlay. We're gonna have the Hollywood Hotel RIP Tour sign right there. Then we're gonna have the clock face right from Back to the Future. If you remember, we had like the Panthers right there with the clock, and that is what that is from. This giant gear is from when they had the Universal Monsters HHN overlay where Frankenstein was like covered up. This is one of those big gears from that. And then over here we're gonna see the Ghostbusters little lockers. This is gonna be from the Ghostbusters tribute store from way back in the day, but that's gonna be their lockers right there. You're gonna have the mummy chair. This is gonna be from the Monster Cafe. Then we're gonna have Baron's throne right there. There's a little photo op in the last Mardi Gras tribute store, so that's a little nod to that. And they also have the Wolfman's chair from Monsters Cafe. You have all these busts. These are going to be used in the Coconut Club. Also, I believe in Monsters Cafe, but the 3 glasses they put on them for the Coconut Club. Then we're going to have a sign for Museum of Antiquities. This is kind of the build-up of the overarching story for HHN last year. And then, but then we got the icons. We got the director right there. Then we're gonna have the storyteller. Then you got the caretaker, and then Jack. So back there, they got little Earl back by the Psycho house. For the holiday tribute store, they photoshopped Earl into all these different weird scenarios. And you got Earl just at the grocery store right there. And then over here we have some luggage. And then you can always tell by kind of the black and white paint. This is from the Boris Schuster comic scene. Hi, my friends. We are at 5 and Dime right now. It is finally time for the Halloween Horror Nights 2025 merchandise reveal. Never go alone. You can see the stained glass that's broken. There's a little bit of blood on. This will make sense for one of the original houses. All right, we're heading in. They got some vines that are going all the way up to the ceiling. Now we're gonna have kind of this gothic stained glass. We're gonna have this creepy little child here, but you're gonna have the design right there. Halloween Horror Nights 2025. And you come around the other side, it's gonna say never go alone, with then the raven that's chewing on the eyeball. You know how the team always likes to hide their little hidden rats right there. There's a little hidden rat right up there. $30. We're gonna have the hat, never go alone, with like the raven eating eyeball. And then on the back, I really do not like how that patch looks, but it says Halloween Horror Nights 2025. $30 for the trucker hat. $23. We're gonna have the candle. It smells really good, honestly. Never go alone. They're trying to make fetch happen again this year. I don't know why we brought the saying back, but it's back. It's back like a bad rash. I said $32 for the shirt. This is on the back. This is the back of the design, so we get a better look at kind of the roots and the vines and the raven with the eyeball. Then on the front, you're gonna have that same design, Halloween Horror Nights with the roots. I'm pretty excited for what they're gonna pull off this year. The team's been working pretty hard. Everybody's really hyping up the icon. So yeah, we are gonna be having a new icon this year. So there's gonna be kind of a rich backstory. We're gonna have a proper icon this year, not a sinister and surreal thrown together crappy backstory. Oh, there's our boy. Where'd he go? All right, so right here we're gonna have kind of a cracked mirror, and we're gonna see someone pop up in there. As you know, we just kind of talked about the curator potentially coming back this year. He pops up very shortly and then goes away. There he is. There's our boy. $33. We have a tank top right here, never go alone. And then on the back it'll say Halloween Horror Nights 25. All right, so you can pick up the new merchandise here at 5 and Dime. But again, this is just the start. We're gonna get a ton of merch this year.
Okay, so on Twitter, Greg posted this. Now, Greg is one of the guys in charge of creating Monsters Unchained at Epic Universe. So he posted, I had the pleasure of showing The Walking Dead, Greg Nicotero, our work. Big shout out to Michael Aiello. Michael is one of the guys in charge of HHN this year. He's off to the right. You have Greg Nicotero in the center. For Midsummer Scream this year, as you know, John Murdy always has a panel for HHN. They have big announcements. Greg Nicotero is actually going to be at the event for Midsummer Scream. Then we come over to this. Bloody Disgusting posted this. The Friday the 13th rights holders over the Jason universe has unveiled their brand new Jason Voorhees redesign with this new version of Jason set in lead movies, gaming, immersive experiences, collectibles, and more. Greg Nicotero helped with the redesign. So as you know, Jason is heavily rumored to be having his own house at Halloween Horror Nights 34 this year. So it all kind of makes sense with Greg being at Universal and Midsummer Scream, and he helped to work on the new Jason redesign where they clearly state there's gonna be immersive experiences with this new character. So this is probably gonna be the character design that we're gonna see in the HHN house for this year. All right, let's venture off into the film vault. We've had some more Ghostbuster stuff pop up over here. Oh, they're taking a photo of Slimer. So if you remember this Slimer, I believe he was over the fridge in the Halloween Horror Nights tribute store when they had the Ghostbusters Firehouse, right? Just like with those lockers. They had this Slimer, and the best part about this Slimer is the Slimer booty. There it is.
in all of its glory. And then over here, this is also from the same tribute store. Brought this back. They brought this prop out of storage. Venkman's jumpsuit right here. This was on display in the Legacy store on a rack. So now it's in this case. And over here, we also have the Proton Pack. I believe this is also at the Legacy store, then also kind of hidden in the beaded room on the ground for the summer tribute store. They've got the Proton Pack right there. So these are new. It says 75 on it, right? You got Bruce on the J, $150. Or these are $65. They got Bruce and it says summer 75. And these also $65. You got Bruce. Now we saw this first at Fan Fest, but they brought it over here to celebrate the anniversary. $33. We had the Back to the Future 40 shirt. They're gonna have the mug and then a little shot glass. And then here's the hoodie. So it looks like an old school arcade machine. You have the clock tower right there. This is heavy, Doc. And then on the front of the hoodie, they'll say Back to the Future 40. So $60 for that hoodie. And then this, I didn't even see in Hollywood. Back to the Future 40th anniversary, limited edition. You have a silver DeLorean right there, the clock tower being struck by lightning, and then it says Back to the Future 40 right there. And then they brought the Part 2 hat over here also. Saw that in Hollywood first, and then they re-released the Roosevelts here. So these are all gonna be inside the film vault. Okay, the next video, we're gonna show off all the Jaws stuff, but I wanna show you guys this. Legendary Truth, looks like they were investigating a 25-foot long shark here in Amity. There's a little Legendary Truth HHN sticker hidden right there.
Okay, so in Universal annual pass holder news for Halloween Horror Nights, feel alive. You're scared to death with terrifying haunted houses and scare zones on select nights. Pass holders enjoy special perks and can take home a free UOAP exclusive button while supplies last. They're gonna be having a special HHN button this year. And then if you remember a couple of months ago, I told you about the Megans potentially returning for HHN. They're not returning for HHN, but they are returning for Universal Studios. Megan 2.0 in theaters, June 27th, 2025. You've seen her kill it on the big screen, and from June 10th until June 30th, you might just see her in Universal Studios Florida. I'm not at liberty to share any more details. No, she isn't standing over my shoulder right now while I type this. So there will be a Megan meet and greet or Megan pop-up dance happening inside the park.
Crews are coming through. They're filming something. Oh, it says Potter. They're filming something for Potter right now. You can see that it's on the costumes. So they're filming a commercial for Potter. I see a little Niffler down there. Over here by Supercharged, you can see the tent right there. We're gonna get a house back there, it looks like. By Fast and the Furious. Gone but never forgotten. Cabby's Cab is moved over here. Their days are numbered, Rip Ride Rocket. Let's pop into the main Universal Studio store here in the park. So we saw this merch last update video, but they have the How to Train Your Dragon live action film promotion now next to the cartoon stuff, which is interesting. It's all just the same stuff we've seen, so no live action merch yet. But over here we got the Grad Bash hoodie. If you want to pick that up, $25, and on the back they'll say Grad Bash. It's a class of 25. $48 for a shirt. It's only gonna go up, let's just say that. Yeah, this is still blocked off in here. So on that you know what, let's talk about something else that has black walls. HHN Hollywood. I think it's John Murdy right there. John!
So John Murdy tweeted up this, working on something. Not a house, not a show, not a tear tram, not a scare zone, not a food or bar overlay, ... But trust me, you'll like it. And then Jackson asks, is it something we will see this year? And John responds with, yes. And then John also says, assist from Christian on this. Looks like auditions have been posted for HHN 2025 for Universal Studios Hollywood. Check out the details below. So auditions will take place on June 10th and June 11th. At the Sheraton Universal Hotel.
They have Hello Kitty meeting over here when you're kind of exiting the park. So we're gonna exit the park, go over to Islands of Adventure because there's some new Halloween Horror Nights Easter eggs over there. Over here by Hard Rock at City Walk, they got construction walls up. So we're gonna be heading into the main little gift shop here when you're entering in the trading company. The live action How to Train Your Dragon stuff is here. So it's kind of hard to see the box, but here's going to be the Toothless live action Funko Pop. $28 for this little kid shirt, the Night Fury, that kind of gives like attack, speed, armor. And over here's another little kid shirt. It says take a shield, and it's got everybody's different shields. So you have Hiccup and Astrid, and you're looking at $28 for this little kid shirt. And we're going to have some different little action figures that you can pick up for the live action film. They have an action figure for Astrid, and then also the live action Hiccup. So the little figure will ride on Toothless. $37 for this shirt. Welcome to Dragon Training. To be an adult shirt. And then over here, Viking and Liking It. $30. Who came up with that shirt? $26. The Last Perfect Man. You got Homer Simpson right there. So over here this just got added. There's a bunch of fun little Easter eggs in here. So if you remember these tentacles, there was the Rocky Horror Picture Show kind of tank, and they had the tentacles kind of jumping out of it in the Al-Hazi Boutique, or they reused the tentacles in the Dead Coconut Club when it was kind of mixing up a cocktail. So that's where they reused the tentacles from, but they add a little screen, and you can see there's an eyeball in there of the little squid. Okay, it's a little details like this that I nerd out about. They added a actual reflection. Okay, let's look inside the eyeball. You see the store aisles and the merchandise? They added a reflection inside the eyeball to make it look like you were actually looking at the store. If you look closely, it's not the actual merch. It's in the reflection. So over here, you're gonna see this book, How to Abandon Ship. Now this is gonna be used in the summer tribute store for Quint's little like boathouse. If you remember the story with Quint and the ship and everything, that's what this book is from, that tribute store. And then over here, we can look closely to this material. I think there's another, oh, here it is. This is from the Al-Hazi Boutique. This material, there's all these fun little Easter eggs of like this like kind of tiki artwork. There was Tribby on something. If you look really closely, you'll see Tribby's skull, right? So Tribby's gonna be the HHN tribute store icon right there. But this is from the Al-Hazi Boutique. We also have an old school preview map, Islands of Adventure preview. That's great, the map right there. So we might not have a tribute store, but they're plussing up the other stores with some fun little stuff. As you know, all the different explorers are here. So they have the explorer hat, or as you know, Oddfellow kind of war hat, just like that. Explorer's Journal, the Explorers Club. So if you remember in the Mardi Gras tribute store from a couple years ago with little Gregorio and the haunted ship, this is actually right next to little Gregorio while he was sitting, the Explorer's Journal. We got some fun little stickers right here. Island Air. Here's gonna be the ACU, right, from Jurassic World. Oh, and look at this. It's gonna say tours by Island Air. Then there's Islands of Adventure right there. The hot air balloon coming into the port of entry, the lighthouse, because the hot air balloon is gonna be right there. That's where the hot air balloon is. So we have a chocolate bar with little Rice Krispies in it with Bruce. And for Confrontation, you'll have a cookies and cream chocolate bar with Kong right there. Or you'll have milk chocolate, caramel chocolate bar for the Universal Monsters. Now if you look right over here, you can see a little nod to the King Kong film. As you know, King Kong battles the planes at the end of the film, so it's King Kong riding one of the planes right there. So we've made it to the Al-Hazi Boutique. It's time to show off the HHN merchandise reveal here. It's the same merchandise that you're gonna see. They added like a gargoyle up there with some candles, but it's just the same t-shirt, shot glass, and there's one other gargoyle on this side. So Five and Dime definitely got the love. There's a slight overlay at Al-Hazi Boutique. So over here, $37, they're gonna have a Halloween t-shirt company, but the Luchadors, and they're wrestling. If you were out in HHN Hollywood last year, they had a scare zone of this. And this is gonna be Long Live Halloween. Jack's Spooky Apple Cider. There's an eyeball inside. You have a little pumpkin right there with some worms coming out. And you have kind of a more kid-friendly one with just a smiling jack-o'-lantern. Now when you're exiting Islands of Adventure, there's construction walls up by the bathrooms, but we have some fun little promotional posters. So it's gonna be Island Air. Right there, you got the plane. You come over here, it's gonna be Journey. It's a port of entry. You have a ship. And then Voyage. It's a port of entry. And then around the corner, they're gonna have a little advertisement for the lighthouse. All right, we're gonna head up here to Bread Box. There's a special annual pass holder sandwich here just for the annual pass holder appreciation month. Okay, it's time for the annual pass holders meatball sub. You can get chips or tater tots. Sub looks pretty decent. So you got this like, you got provolone, I think there's pesto in there, like a pizza seasoning added to it. That is awesome. You got the cheese, the meatball seasonings. Ooh, that was spectacular. I went in with low expectations. I've never had a good meatball sub really here at Universal. Meatballs, they were like cut in half, nice, tender, and flavorful. And then you get that wonderful, like the hint of the provolone with like, it just tasted like you're eating a pizza. The roll almost tasted like pizza crust. If you're an annual pass holder, come and get this thing. I'm stuffed. Like I just ate a whole large pizza. I want to like hibernate for a little bit, but we can't. We gotta continue the HHN updates. 10 out of 10.
It's a must.
And then Freaks of HHN posted this. Halfway to Halloween, I believe this was Spirit Halloween. Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights was doing kind of a sweepstakes to win free tickets. Now in HHN ticket news on the Facebook page, Tom Scott posted that single day tickets are rumored to drop on June 5th. I have heard rumors of it dropping early June, but then again, Fear passes and all the other packages will drop at a later point. Single day tickets always drop first, so it's rumored the beginning of June. Now, if you're on Facebook Marketplace in Orlando, randomly you can buy HHN Halloween Horror Nights 2025 tickets. 2 for $100. These are fake, so do not buy these at all. But yeah, they're trying to sell tickets, and these are just a scam. Okay, it's now been opened at City Walk. The Super Nintendo World store is finally here. But they got the new sign right there. They have a little photo up. They got Donkey Kong, Mario. So let's go in and see how it looks. Now, the cut-through is back. You can now pop in here and exit through the other side. The cut-through has returned to the City Walk store. You're coming in. So they got the big sign behind the register.
Super Nintendo World. It's all lit up. Now we're not gonna go over all the merchandise. We've seen a lot of it already, but it's fun that they're displayed kind of in the pipes. All right, here's one of the main little store displays, and I like this detail. You look up here, and there's the Donkey Kong Minecart Madness attraction through that pipe. Through this pipe, you see Peach's castle. This is a really cool backpack. Bowser, you got Mario. $45 for this little crossbody bag of Mario. All right, so it goes from Super Nintendo World into kind of a standard gift shop. We still have a pipe here, but then they got like Dr. Seuss birthday cake cotton candy. And then in this pipe, you'll also see, the Yoshi attraction right there from Super Nintendo World. All right, so then they have another register over here. We're gonna keep going to the Wizarding World area. And here, it could be all the Wizarding World butterbeer stuff. You got the time turners stacked up, all the little pumpkin juice sippers. Okay, so in the middle of the gift shop, they have butterbeer now. The menu is cold butterbeer or frozen butterbeer. They have all these different barrels back there. It's strange to have this kind of in the middle of the shop, but it's here. It does look like all the signs are kind of falling down. So you come in here now. A lot of the same merch. You remember, like, what's in the register, like right here? So they knocked down the wall and now it's connected. So you can keep walking this way, and then this will take you right outside next to Voodoo Donuts. So there's your little cut through right there. All right, we're in the parking garage. This is all like fenced off right now. I don't know why, but on that note, let's go back to the office.
Okay guys, we're back in the office. Let's talk about, is WWE coming to HHN 34 this year? Okay, so if you remember earlier in the year, right, all the rumors about the Wyatt 6, and we said the Wyatt 6 was an actual rumor, right? That was like a pitch, potential house, and then it kind of got canned. All right, so now there's all these rumors about still a WWE house coming to HHN this year. There's a high probability that we do get a WWE house this year. I'm not gonna talk about what potential wrestlers are gonna be in it and everything. Anything can happen. Contracts can fall through. You know, IPs can pull out. They can be changed the last minute. But I am kind of like most hyped for this house. I'm not even like a wrestling fan. I think this house is gonna be awesome. Even if you're not a WWE fan, you're gonna appreciate this house. Not confirmed, all rumors and speculation, but I think if you're a WWE fan this year, there might be some love for you within a new haunted house. So there's your answer. A lot of you guys are messaging me, asking me, is this a real rumor? What's going on with this? We should be having, hopefully, an announcement pretty soon. I'm gonna guess Five Nights at Freddy's or Terrifier will be announced first to kind of, you know, launch this year. These are all rumors and speculation. Nothing is confirmed. Things can always change or drop out. Like I said earlier in the year, this year's gonna be awesome, right? The house list is insane. Nice, diverse house list for, you know, all different sorts of haunt fans. So guys, on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and join the family.
We love the family.
Because I'm gonna keep you up to date on all things Halloween Horror Nights and Universal Studios around the country. I love you all. I'll see y'all very soon.
Never go alone. Is the Slimer. There it is in all of its glory.